And I love this point you made about growing your circle of influence, because I think that's so key into so many things. What do you think, Constance?
So that comes from Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which I do think it's a great book. There are some really good ideas in there. And this is the idea that we all have a very large circle of concern, which are the things that we're concerned about, but we can't actually do anything about, like the pandemic or the way the country is being run or whatever. And we have a much smaller circle of influence, which are the things that we can actually do something about. And so the exercise that I suggest in the book is that you take a piece of paper and you do 2 columns, and one column are those things that you're worrying about, like the top of mind things, not everything you're worrying about. And then the second column is what you can actually do about each of those. And sometimes you can't do much. Sometimes all you can do, so I'll give you a few examples from my own life. One of the things that I was worrying about for a long time was that my suits didn't fit because I had gained some weight. You know, I'm middle-aged. I had gained some weight. And I was like, what can I do about this? Because I had been dieting and I couldn't, and it was just making my life miserable. And I thought, you know what I could do is I could get my suits adjusted. And I did. And then I stopped worrying about it. So that was one thing. Another thing, the second lockdown in London, I was so frustrated at not being able to leave my house. I was just tired of working from home. So what could I do about it? Well, in the morning, before I started work, I would go to the tube station, run up and down the stairs a couple times, come home, and then sit down in my home office. And I felt like, oh, okay, I've gotten out of the house. I kind of have a little fake commute, you know, and that's what I mean by think about what you can actually do. And Covey gives a great example of these people who have a micromanaging boss and they hate their boss. And they're always complaining about him. But there's one person who doesn't complain, who instead just takes the work that he's given and tries to perform 110%. And after a while, the boss goes, you know, there's something different about this guy. I don't think I'm going to micromanage him anymore. And that's what I mean by focusing on, like, I can't change my boss's behavior. I can't change my boss's personality. So why complain about it? That just makes me more upset. I'm going to just focus on my own work and focus on my own attitude. Like, don't get upset about it, because who is that helping? And just do the work. And then ultimately your circle of influence gets bigger.
I just love that point, Constant, and the whole idea, I think, of, okay, if you're in a job and it's not working out, you say your boss is not great, you try your best. Maybe it can turn around. He or she may get, change their attitude towards you, but by working hard, you still achieved a great deal. You've got experience. You've maybe worked on some different clients, and then it's easier for you to leave the firm if you need to. And I think it's that whole idea of, whatever situation you're in, you can always learn, you can always get better. And I think waiting for somebody else to give you a silver bullet or a magic pill to change your life around is just not going to happen. Like some people are waiting for their ideal partner to come. You've got to get out there. You've got to go and look for them. So I just love that whole idea of control.